Hi everybody, this is Cindy from Ideas Times 2, and I have a short tutorial for you today. And if you've been doing paper crafts for a while, I'm sure this is familiar to you, and you've probably done one yourself. But I haven't really been familiar with zines before, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And I saw a tutorial by Nick the Booksmith just a couple of weeks ago, and while I was watching it I thought, this is a really good idea for a school project. And I'm an English teacher, and my juniors are going to be having to do a project in a couple of weeks, and I thought this would be the perfect idea. And so this tutorial is kind of for them. But if you're not familiar with a zine, it's for you too. So, what is a zine? So, a zine is, sounds like magazine because they have the same root, is an independently created and published personal magazine that is about a particular topic of interest to the writer. And the whole zine is the same topic and has the same theme. And instead of like magazines that are written by professional writers, this zine, and all zines by their very nature, are written by amateurs rather than professional journalists. And so this project is going to be, my theme is going to be about nature. My students are studying transcendentalism, and so their project is going to rotate and revolve around that. So I'm going to be making my exemplar for my students today, and kind of show you and them what to do for this project. So the first thing you need is a piece of paper, and I printed on this one. It's kind of dark, and I've decided not to use this for the final project, but that's all you need, one sheet of paper. Can't go wrong with that. And it's folded in half like I would, when I taught middle school, I would say you fold it in half like a hamburger, and then fold it in half again, and just trim the top off. I would normally use my cutter, but my blade is really, really very dull. So I'm just going to trim the top fold off. And then I've got four sides, 8 little pages for my zine. And if you are a bookbinder or sewer, you can sew yours, and which is what I did. Oops, I'm going to do it the other way. Sorry about that. I want the inside of the staple on the inside. My actual exemplar I've already stitched together, but just 2 staples will do the trick. Just like that. You've got 8 pages for your theme. So this is the one I've already started, and I say started where I have the only thing I've done is a pamphlet stitch. I also printed on this, but it's a little bit lighter. And this was a letter I found online, and it was written to Ralph Waldo Emerson, and you can see she's the writer is talking about the Fullers and the Alcotts, very prominent transcendentalists, and I thought it would be appropriate background for my little zine. So one of the most important things is having a theme. And so my theme for this one is going to be about nature, And I've already taken the time to kind of prepare my little quotes and whatnot. And so the title of my zine is going to be Extraordinary Nature. And let me play with this a little bit. And I've got a quote. My quote is, "I went to the woods because I wish to live deliberately." And for those of you who are familiar with the Transcendentalist, Henry David Thoreau lived on Walden Pond, not too far from Boston, for 2 years, 2 months, 2 days, and lived very simply. And so that's the quote I chose, and there's the cover for his book, Walden. And I think I'll just put my title up on the top. And I'm using just Fabri-Tac for this project today, but you can use pretty much any kind of glue. Regular old glue stick would work just fine. We have a snow day today, even though it's about 50 degrees outside and the roads are dry. So I'm taking advantage of it by doing some things for school and some crafting, some things for my Etsy shop, or our Etsy shop. My sister Betsy and I have a shop, and I'm working on projects, trying to get things done. I love snow days. And I think I'll just center that there in the middle. So there's my cover, Extraordinary Nature, with my quote and a picture. And on the inside, I have a couple of little things already prepared, but I like all of my pages to be a little grungy, so I'm going to take a little bit of ink and kind of dirty up my pages. And I printed, obviously I printed this online, or on the computer, and on tea-stained paper. I have pretty decent handwriting, but my pages are so small I didn't want to have to rely on having very tiny handwriting to make sure everything fits on my pages. So my title for this page is just Nature, and some stickers that were in a Studio 45 pack, and I'm not a huge sticker person. I was going to rubber stamp instead, and I cleaned and organized my craft room earlier this week, and so I of course can't find anything, and I have no idea where my alphabet stampers are. All of the other rubber stamps are right where they belong in their new little spot, but not my alphabet. If you have any idea where they are, drop me a line, because I have no idea. So, my next page, I have some journaling, and I have a couple of different ideas for that. And I was watching a Mrs. Cog video just yesterday, and she had some beautiful tea-stained index cards, and so since we also had a snow day yesterday, I made up a bunch of cards, and I don't know if I'm going to put that one in there, maybe with a pocket, and slip my little journaling in the pocket, or I have this fold, and I could glue this in here. And, or clip it. I don't like the way that, I like the journaling on this one, but I don't like the fact I can see it there. So, but I think I am going to use this one anyway. I'm going to glue it down. And I'm just going to center it in the middle of my page. But most zines are just made up of quotes, a little bit of journaling, some pictures, and whatnots. All right, I think I will just leave it like that for now. I may come back and try to fix that. Okay, on the 4th page of my zine, I'm going to put a picture, a photograph, I think. And I want maybe a little bit of paper behind it. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to leave it. It's a picture I took in Hong Kong. And with the zine, you know, sticking with the theme is really important, and since my theme is nature, I could have done a lot of things. I have a lot of rubber stamps. I could have done just a stamp, or I could have drawn some picture of nature, some leaves. It's beautiful. The tree in front of my house has got some beautiful color on it, but I decided to go with this picture of Hong Kong because Hong Kong is an extremely crowded city, and there are people, so many people, and they just stack up on top of each other, and the buildings are so high. But in the middle of downtown, there's this park, and all these old men go to the park every day, and they take their birds, and they hang out, and you know, there's a little bird market, and so they sell birds and bird cages, and kind of hang out and take care of their birds. And so their birds get fresh air every day, and the men are outside in nature every day in this little park. And you know, I thought that for my theme, that this was a perfect picture, because Hong Kong, this city of concrete and glass, people there still understand the importance of nature and how necessary it is for us to be connected in some way. So there's my little caption to go with my picture. And let's see. My next page. Let's see, I think I will. Have this other Emerson or Thoreau quote. Most of my quotes are from Thoreau. The Transcendentalists Emerson and Thoreau, Louisa May Alcott and her father, Margaret Fuller. Even though you read their writing, sometimes it seems very dense, but boy, those people had a huge impact on our world today, on our modern culture. And let's see. Move that down a little bit. I don't know. Try to keep it simple. After all, that is one of the tenets of transcendentalism. With these little zines, you could have whatever theme you want. It's the holidays. You could do one for Thanksgiving, one that shows your family, how much you appreciate them. Your journaling could just be about how, what you're thankful for. You can have your Thanksgiving guests write in your zine. They can write down what they're thankful for. You could have your Thanksgiving traditions, or you could do one for Christmas and have your guests use it like a guest book to write down their Christmas wishes or New Year's resolutions for a New Year's party. So many different things you could do with this little project. And they're pretty quick. By the time I'm done with this video, I will be done with this entire project. And I did take the time this morning to do some prep work because I didn't think you'd want to watch me journal on camera. So I did do something earlier, but not that much. And for this next page, let's see. I think I'm going to put another quote, another Henry David Thoreau. We need the tonic of wildness, it says. At the same time that we are earnest to explore and learn all things, we require that all things be mysterious and unexplorable. A lot of my projects, I tear all the paper and have rough edges, but for this one I wanted nice clean lines on most of my quotes and images. And this I printed, was a quote I printed on this really cute little clover paper. And I have a little rubber stamped picture of some flowers with bees. I think I'll put that down here. And an Emerson quote, "The earth laughs in flowers." Gotta glue this one down first. We're almost done, just 2 pages left. And I've got a poem, Trees by Joyce Kilmer. I'm going to put that on page 7. I'm almost done with my book. It's like junk journaling, except very fast. A junk journal in 30 minutes. I took advantage of yesterday's snow day to finish a very elaborate junk journal 196 pages. So this project is kind of a relief. It can be done in 30 minutes. And I think I'm going to leave that page. I don't think I'm going to put anything else on that. And that just leaves the back. So on the back I have another quote. An early morning walk is a blessing for the whole day. I would definitely agree with that. I like to walk early in the morning, but I don't because I leave for work at 6:30. And it's hard to get up an extra hour in the morning to go for a walk. I have a friend who, Saturday mornings, 5:30, she's out walking around the campus of the local college or around the track at the high school. I admire her for that. And even though I'm not a late sleeper, it's hard for me to get up and get out walking early. Almost done. Put my quote up on the top. And then I have Henry David Thoreau's signature. Found that online, printed it out. And put that here on the last page. And I'm going to have it go right up the side. And I'm going to leave this corner down here blank for now. Since this is an exemplar for school, right here, this is where my students would put their name, first and last, the date and my name and the title of the class. So I'm going to leave that blank and fill that in with that information for them later. But there you go. My little zine about nature, my title and a picture with a quote on the front, little journaling in here. And a picture and more quotes, a poem and some more quotes, a little rubber stamping, and to finish it up with another little quote by Henry David Thoreau. So there you are. That is it. That's how fast they can be done. And I think they're really cute. And if you are interested in making one, I think this time of year is the perfect time to do it because you have many, many different ideas that you can use them for, with Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's all coming up in just the next month. And I hope you like my little tutorial and you take the time to make your own zine. And check out our blog, Ideas Times 2, or our Etsy store, or obviously our YouTube channel. Please like this video or leave a comment. I'd appreciate hearing from you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on my snow day while I do some projects and get a few things done for work and for myself. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.